Sully, it's your first debut.
Sully.
Oh.
Okay, well, let's get recording because I know Brooke has to go.
And Cody has massage.
Is it an in-house massage? Do you guys call?
No, is that the now?
Oh.
Wait, is this on? Can we just hit record already?
Guys, hurry up, I have to nurse the baby.
Like
I said, this sounds pretty
here we
mid.
go.
I'm not going to say that.
Okay, ready?
Well,
1, 2, 3.
This is Kayla,
Kelsey.
Brooke.
and Hope.
And you're listening to the 4S podcast.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Episode 6 of For Us Podcast, and we officially have a new member of the podcast. Everybody, welcome, baby Sully.
Sully,
Welcome.
cutest thing. Welcome,
to the
sir, to the family.
Welcome to the
We-
podcast.
We're so excited. I know we teased last episode that we were going to record this from the operating room, and we had every intention to. I mean, Kelsey had her laptop. We were ready to go. But with the logistics of everything, it just got a little too much. So we are here, and Kelsey is home, and everyone is safe. And Kelsey, tell us just how this first couple weeks of just baby bliss has been.
It's been so good. Mainly ups, but a couple downs as hormones are shifting. So just navigating that and trying not to sink into the downs because it's easy to do when you're just like in bed doing nothing, staring at the same wall, watching TV for so long. But it's something I have to do. As a C-section patient, we have to rest. And so it's going to take a couple weeks of that, but trying to stay positive. The baby's so good, so cute, healthy. Like he's just perfect. So it makes it that much easier. And then my husband's been great, helping so much, so I can definitely just enjoy this last recovery for our family and having babies.
And speaking of your last, recovery, tell everyone what the kind of perks you got when you were being sewn up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. So I did extensive research for my specific OB for one reason, and it ended up being that she does like multiple cool things. So that was great, but I didn't realize what she would do entirely when it's your last and when you know it's your last, because that just changes things for how she's fixing me up afterwards. So anyways, I did research for her. She was someone well known for like taking off some of your excess skin at the bottom when you are having a C-section because you're already open, giving you a new scar, all that kind of stuff. And so she did do that with my last baby. And then on this one, because it was officially our last one, she took off like another extensive amount of skin. When she showed me, it was like 4 or 5 inches up my stomach, so like a mini tummy tuck. And then when I just went to my 2-week postpartum appointment, she informed me that she sewed up my abs from like my belly button down. So when you have kids, it's hard to get your abs to kind of close back up, and it takes a lot of like breath work or surgery if you really want it all the way eventually down the line if women can't get it to close. So she sewed that up for me. She took out excess skin for me. She gave me a scar. So my recovery was actually easier this time than my third. I was expecting it to be really painful, and I think because of some of the stuff she did, it gave me a lot more support down there. So my pain was smaller. I never even took my pain meds. I'm so happy to have the services that she provided, and most importantly, deliver our baby safely from the very beginning. And I'm feeling good about postpartum and on my new journey to be done having kids.
Yeah, no, I was shocked when Mom told me that because she was like, "You're gonna be jealous." I'm like, "Why?" I already know she got a tummy tuck. Then she said that your abs got sewn together, and that's what I'm specifically on a 12-week program to try and close my gap, which is like a 3-finger gap for me.
Well,
It's gonna take a lot of work, and you just got it sewn up.
Well, I still am suffering from the gap. I have a hernia on my belly button, which I don't know if Brooke does. That is due to having the gap for so long since I got baby.
Oh, yeah,
so I
no
still
hernia.
have to go and have surgery in a year to fix the hernia because the gap is not going to go away because the sewing is from the belly button down, the hernia is on top. And I still have to do my own work to close the gap.
See, obviously you didn't know the gender going in, and so you announced it on socials. Obviously we all know it's a boy, but what was that feeling like? Like you didn't know the gender and then them, telling you right there in the operating room.
I think if it was a girl, I would have been more shocked at the gender reveal.
But because it was a boy, I wasn't, only because I already have 2 boys. Out of all the pregnancies that we've had in total, this was number 10. And of the genders that I did know, this was like our 6th boy. And so all we know is having boys besides our first. So that was a more like normal, comfortable, we make boys, and my husband swore it was a boy. So when they said that, I wasn't like, oh my gosh. It would have been like that if it was a girl. So I was still surprised, but I wasn't as shocked as I would have been.
I was shocked because I was like so certain it was a girl. So, but
And I'm the world's biggest gender predictor failure, and I can never predict a gender again. I'll go on record saying it because I said it was a girl 1,000%. So much so that I even told Kelsey, if it's not a girl, I will never think I can guess a gender again. And it wasn't a girl, so I've been put in my place.
When I was watching the kids, Kelsey's kids, when they found out the gender, and Libby was like so excited that it was a boy because, you know, she wanted to be the only girl. And Liam was confused at the whole thing. He just thought it was Brooke's baby Noah. He was like, oh, that's baby Noah. But then Eli, the second you guys said it's a boy, he like turned away from the camera like to have a moment with the Lord and went like this and said, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God, like 3 times.
I'm done. You didn't tell us
We didn't know that.
I'm like on the phone, like holding the FaceTime for all the kids, and I just look and he's having like his own little moment with the Lord to the side.
That is so funny.
It's so cute.
I think it's because
Yes.
him and Livy have so much back and forth with the age that they're at that he thinks girls are mean. So
Oh my gosh, that is
that's
so
why
funny.
he's thankful.
That is so cute.
We're going to talk a little bit in this episode just about being an aunt in general, but I still want to ask a little bit more about Sully. What was the experience like bringing him home and just seeing your other kids see him and bond with him? And how's that like first week been?
It's been mostly smooth, especially with the big kids, because this is not their first time around having a new baby come home. Plus, they're older, so they get it. Like, the attention's not going to be on them. It hasn't been for a while. So they respond well, both of them. And they're obsessed with the baby. Like, all my 3 kids are obsessed with the baby. Super into the cuteness and the newborn and just all of it. They love it. Especially Liam. I mean, even Liam. But he's the only one that's confused about, like, the attention. Like, I'm in bed and you guys aren't playing with me anymore and all that kind of stuff. He can't say that. But his behavior has definitely been showing that. He doesn't like that part of it, but it's nothing to do with the baby personally. He's obsessed with the baby. He just wants to hold him. He thinks he's the cutest thing. He loves him. He just is expressing his feelings about not being the baby, or not even that, just not having our full attention all the time, in some bad behavior. So we have to fix that once I can get up and do things again. He just turned 3, and this is his first experience, obviously, with someone coming into the family, someone new. So it's definitely normal, and I'm not, like, freaking out, but we have some work to do.
Yeah, the way the kids fall apart, the younger they are, so like Liam, and mine are all pretty young, the way they fall apart postpartum, behavior-wise, is like, that's what I was saying. When you're not doing well as the mom, you have so much to clean up once you are doing better. Because they just...
Luckily, it's just the one, because the other ones are good. And as soon as one of us is playing with him, he's totally fine. Or even just not holding the baby. If one of us is like, the attention's off the baby.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even get mad at the baby. He doesn't know like what he's mad about, but I can tell. But besides that, it's mostly so smooth. I have so much help from my mom, so much help, our mom, so much help from Enrique. And it's allowing me to do what I need to do.
Kelsey, when it comes to breastfeeding, it being your 4th and your body just going through producing milk and then slowing down and then picking up again, slowing down, would you say it's like this is the most milk you've produced or the least? Because that's interesting for me.
It is normal. They're all pretty similar. I have had a really easy breastfeeding journey after I got over like the hump of my firstborn, which is weird because I know everybody has a hump on each baby like at the beginning, and I only had one with my firstborn, and otherwise my body kind of responds like it never stopped. And I don't know if that's because I breastfed one of my kids for a really long time, which was Eli, and he was 4. and that's him.
There he is.
You breastfed him till he was 4?
Yeah, when he turned 4, we stopped. So he was 3 breastfeeding, not actually 4 years old breastfeeding, but up until 4. And
I love that.
I don't know if doing that, like, did my boobs in for the rest of my life. It didn't matter what was going to latch on after that. But I haven't had any problems with, like, milk supply low, milk supply high, nipples getting crusty, like any of the hard stuff that you go through starting over every time you have a baby when you breastfeed. I haven't had to go through that after Eli. So, yeah, it's been really good, really smooth. But when people are new to breastfeeding, I always say, because it's so hard at the beginning, give it 2 weeks. If you can get past that first 2 weeks, then you should be good, and just don't give up. It's so worth it.
I even say like 2 months. Like I tell friends 8 weeks. Well, then again, Kelsey just said, she has a really easy time with nursing. And I always check in every baby she has expecting like, all right, are you bleeding? And do you have scabs and all this thing like I do? Every baby. And she's like, no. I'm like, again? Like, why is it so easy?
No, it must have. It had to be the Eli thing. I don't know why.
Yeah, and for me, the first few weeks of each baby is like the first time I have all the like the cracking, the soreness, the wanting to quit, oversupply, like engorgement. I get mastitis. I get endless amount of clogs. Like it's just bad. And Kelsey's opposite. And I stick it out, and yeah, past a certain amount of time, it's super easy. And I'm always glad I didn't give up. But like, yeah, Kelsey's very blessed in that department. And to answer your question specifically, Hope, like scientifically, each pregnancy you actually make more milk. So with my 4th, yeah, I sure did. Like you will produce more and more each baby you have. But again, Kelsey just seems to have the perfect amount every time.
I don't know if I'm doing more. It just seemed to regulate like in the first week with however the baby was eating, and then it just like slowed down, and then it would just kind of fill up when the baby's eating, not so much fill up in between. It would just like wait, and then
you're so lucky.
Yeah, as soon as he would latch.
You're so lucky because girls know if you deal with engorgement like I do, like I'll still be like 12 weeks postpartum, leaking through my bras for no reason, waking up sore like if he didn't eat or if the baby didn't eat, like so different.
That was probably for like 2 days, but I would say I had that mostly on just Livy, like her whole breastfeeding journey. I had all the things and took longer and all that stuff, but then after that, no.
Yeah, you were blessed.
And then you have tough nipples. That's what I'm getting from this conversation.
Yeah, I guess so. She doesn't care what latches onto them.
They're calloused.
Truly calloused. That's funny. So this is our 8th baby in the family.
And boys are winning.
Unfortunately. For me and Hope, it's our 8th niece and nephew, which is wild. Every time a new one is born, it's like such a unique experience of like when we all find out and what we're doing and like the emotions we're having and all of the things. So Hope, where were you when you found out the gender?
You were at home, I think.
Yeah. It being the 8th one, like everything's just so blurry. I was at home, yeah. And mind you, I get it, like the operating room, that whole situation with the parents is like busy and chaotic, and you're not always like on your phone, but our brother-in-law promised that he would tell us, and
Hope, go ahead and explain finding out the gender from our POV.
So we're all at
we're
home,
all
and like
salty.
we know that she went in to the operating room at a certain time, so we were like, okay, it should be about like 30-45 minutes. We'll give it an hour. We'll give him some grace.
Yeah.
And then
I chat GPT'd how long it should take.
An hour goes by, like nothing. And it's like crickets, radio silence. And I'm like, by the time an hour and a half came around, I was panicking. I was like, worst case scenario, my sister's dying. Like, they
we
had
started
to decide,
picturing like
they
us
were like,
three
keep
with
Kelsey
us four
alive
with
or
just
the
three.
baby, and Ricky doesn't know what to decide. There's no family there. Like, it's just chaotic. I'm literally in Pilates class with my eyes up in the sky. My feet are in the straps, and I'm like grieving my sister.
100%.
Literally, I'm texting Brooke, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. I don't know what to do. Like, whatever. This is how dramatic.
I'm outside watching my kids play, thinking like it's just 3 of us now.
I was watching the your other 3 kids thinking I am their mother now.
In hindsight, we're so dramatic.
You guys are crazy.
So go on, Hope. It doesn't end there.
Yeah, no, after we're done with the sadness, grieving Kelsey, now we're angry at Enrique. And we're like, what the hell?
Okay.
Well, because it's 4
And
hours
he
later.
finally texts, and all we get, here we go, all we get, baby and mommy are healthy, thumbs up. Like, what the heck? I wanted to crawl through the phone and choke him.
So wait, and then here is where it just, this is just the cherry on top. So after we hear Kelsey is alive, the baby's alive, we're very relieved and all our panic attacks stop. Then we're like, okay, so we should be expecting, I think I eventually got unhinged and said, boy or girl? Like, tell us, uncle, stop playing games. He proceeds to type. We all are at home. We're texting each other. We're seeing his bubble there for maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, he was
We're like,
special.
Yeah, so we're seeing the bubble. I'm texting Hope. Kayla's busy with the kids, but like we're just like waiting and waiting. My kids are sitting next to me looking at the bubble, and we're just waiting. So Enrique said, "Can someone come pick up the placenta?" Totally ignored my question. So I think I sent another text like, "Excuse me," or Mom was like, "Yes, we will." Gender. And then typing for another hour, and then he said, "We want to tell our other kids first." And we're like, okay, and then that's fine. But like we thought because he told Mom, "I will tell you right when like the baby's born." So it's only because we had that expectation. It's not because we don't agree with that, whatever, just tell us. So we were exhausted that night and just so.
Well, and Livy didn't get out of dance until 9 p.m. and then we had to drive home. So we couldn't even call Kelsey and Enrique until like 9:30, 9:45, and then that's
And
when
we had to
they
wait
told.
for that to happen. So then us
Yeah.
aunties were just waiting, and oh my gosh, it was
It was a lot.
exhausting.
It was a lot for us, Kelsey.
Yeah, he was I felt bad for him because he was like in such a panic, just holding his phone, like wanting to tell you guys what you're asking for hours. And I'm like, put your phone down, relax. He's like, babe, I feel bad. I told him. And it was me. I was the one saying, no, I want to tell our kids first.
He did say it was you that he wanted to tell us. So I wasn't actually mad at Ted, and I knew that you were like under the influence, so I couldn't blame you.
But I was actually good. I was good. The anesthesiologist didn't have to do as many things to mess me up as my last round, so I felt really good in recovery too. I was fine. I just wanted my kids to know first because if they were little, they wouldn't know the difference. But I have a 10-year-old who's going to like know if someone knew before her, and if she finds that out that happens, she's going to be all upset. Whatever. So I had to do that, and unfortunately she was at practice, and it gets out really late on that night in particular, so that made everybody else have to know really late. But no, he definitely could have at least said the mom and baby are healthy sooner, but we were just focused on everyone wants to know the gender, and we're not going to send it yet until our kids know. We weren't thinking about the other stuff, putting you guys into a panic like I was going to die.
Yeah, no, we
Regardless, I'm so happy you're alive.
yeah, literally. We had to go through literally me and Mom were like I was having to ignite my deep breathing and like really like I was on edge, and I'm like, this is not okay for me. I'm really sensitive right now.
The instructor came over to me and she's like trying to like correct me and sister's dead.
Oh my God.
Anyway, because it was your last baby, we'll let it slide because you can't do that to us again. But if you were having more, we would prepare you better next time.
Yeah, don't worry. Everything is good. And then the kids found out, and then Enrique did text the family immediately after, so they did know. And my mom and dad came to get the placenta, so they actually did find out when they came into the hospital to get the placenta, which was slightly before my kids finding out, but that's fine. I told them, you drove all the way here. What do you think it is when they saw his face? And they both said girl. And I'm like, okay, well, it's a boy.
Yeah, Mom said she thought it looked like, he looked like a girl.
He looks a lot like Livy to me more than Liam did. A lot of people think Liam looks like Livy. This one is like more of a copy and paste to me, and like little details that only moms kind of pay attention to.
Oh, what a wild time. I feel like every time one is born, it's kind of a chaotic story like that in some shape or way. Yeah. I think another one that was chaotic that I can think of is when Luke was born. Is that right, Hope?
No.
Oh.
Claire was being born, and we were
Oh,
watching
yeah.
Brooks today
Yeah.
ended up having like fevers and blowouts.
The flu. Yeah.
And it was a gender reveal on that one, and Kayla could care less. Say, tell me in the morning.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Yeah, the stories are always like that. Like, aunties, I mean, everyone's always helping out with all the other kids. And if you're not there in the room, which for my births, usually I can have people in there. But if some sisters aren't, because some have to now be on watching my kids' duty, then we're FaceTiming each other. So it's a family affair. And I will say, even though this was the 8th, it never gets old. It's like always still so exciting. And we always cannot wait to get to Kelsey's house or them to our house to see the new baby. And it just, yeah, it really doesn't get old. So
I have
Yeah, and like who's in the delivery room and all of that changes every time.
I have a good one when Charlotte was born, so Brooks first. I was in the hospital with Eli during his transplant, and I got to be on FaceTime to watch because everybody else got to be there in person with her because everyone was at home except me. So I FaceTimed, and then everyone was there, and the nurse with me in the room, me and her watched her whole birth with Eli hooked up to all his things in Minnesota, and that was like so fun. And then I got to meet her for the first time when we finally got home, so she was a couple months old. And now those two are like the same exact size and like little best friends.
I know. And then you got to be in Claire's because you weren't there in the first.
And then we get to like alternate with Brooke, which is nice because she gets to have more people in the room because she has natural births, so it's cool.
Yeah, me and Hope were in the room for Brooks first, and that was the first time I saw in person a live birth, and amazing. Wow.
I've been in the room for Brooks' Luke. It was someone where I was above Brooke, kind of like near Cody on the bed.
That was Charlotte. That was the first.
And I legit hysterically started crying. I am like,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, they're all
mad. I was
sobbing.
Like, is she okay? And I'm like, I was crying more.
And that one was so dramatic on my end. Like, if you went to my last two, like Kelsey, the one she got to come to, is so calm. I, like, sneezed that baby.
I know. She's like, you can like laugh, and then it came out, and I'm like,
Yeah, my midwife was like, no pushing, but maybe a little cough or a laugh. And then Claire just, like, slipped out.
I loved that. I love
so
it.
good. And Noah was the same. So, come to my next ones, guys. They're a lot calmer.
Have you seen those videos where someone in the family is like pregnant and everyone knows their due date is coming up, but they basically don't tell them when they're going into the hospital, and then they just send a
have the
text to the
baby
family and they're like, come to
secretly.
the hospital, and they already had the baby. I feel like I would do something like that.
That would never get past family headquarters right here. Ever.
Oh, are you kidding me? I can get things past you.
No, it wouldn't happen.
The only person I get things past Brooke is me.
No.
Yeah.
It's just because now you live like 90 miles
And I
away.
don't, everyone. I don't.
Okay.
She lives
20 miles away.
On the road again. You know, I play that song in my car when I go to your house with my kids. You're just so far.
I'm literally
not
not
far.
far. If you know the area, no, I'm not going to say where I live, but I'm not far.
No, she doesn't.
The IE.
Oh my god. Adding kids is so fun. Being an aunt is so fun. And it's really a huge part of our identity. Obviously, me and Hope, like, it's a big part of our identity of being aunts. And, I don't know, we really feel like second moms to the babies. But Brooke and Kelsey, you talk a lot about being moms, obviously. But what's it like being an aunt to each other's?
Oh my gosh.
I will say before I had kids, it was a lot different. So you two, like, enjoy the time you have right now, because I just had Livy and Eli before I had Charlotte. So an auntie without kids is you just have more freedom. I could take Livy on little dates. I don't know. It's just a whole different mindset. And then when you have your own kids, I got a lot busier. And now these kids are like my world, my own kids. Where prior I didn't have any. So, like, my little niece and nephews are just everything as far as the kids in my life. So it changed. And it kind of takes away the time you have for them and the attention and all that. Obviously, you still love and enjoy them the same, but it's just so different because you have to give, like, everything to your own kids. So it changes in that way.
And for me, I never had no kids and nieces and nephews at any point. So I won't know that ever. But to the perk of having kids first, my kids will hopefully be self-sufficient old enough I can ditch them and be an aunt alone with some of your guys' kids as they grow up, so I can kind of feel that too in a different way later. So I'm so excited about that, but I still feel so like attached to nieces and my nieces and nephews anyways, regardless. Not that I can do much with them, but like just the feelings I have towards them. I was even texting Brooke, it's postpartum emotions, but I was so emotional the other day just thinking of like when our kids grow up and they get married. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do that. Like even watching your kids get married, like those are our kids. Like those are my kids too. They're about to be married one day. Like I can't even like.
Yeah, she was texting me that and like legit sad
I
about my
was
kids getting
so
married. I'm like,
emotional, but-
oh, I told Cody, I said, oh, she's on
Yeah,
one.
it was just postpartum. But I was watching Love is Blind. That's why they were having the weddings. And then I was just picturing like ours and then picturing hers. And I'm like as we are growing up and they're all together, like if you really think about it, it's kind of like a lump of like all of our kids as we are just taking care of them all together. So it's going to feel like, I feel like it's going to feel like it's our kids getting married when it's any of the nieces and nephews and kids. And I'm like, that makes me so emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I love just the season of not having kids and being able to be their aunt because I have more time I can give to them and more resources, and it's so fun to like be more fun than their mom sometimes. Like obviously I know I'm not actually more fun than you guys, but you're juggling so much. You can't give you know every kid everything they want, and so when they're with me I'm like, yeah, Auntie KK will get you whatever you want, and they're like, it's so fun.
Okay, yeah, speaking of that, I'll just share something so hilarious from my kids' perspective on aunties. Livy loves all her aunties for different reasons. There's no favorite. She loves all of them so much, and she has a different reason for each one, and it's sweet. And then Eli thinks that Kayla is like this rich, cool aunt that can buy anything because that's kind of her love language with them. Like, what do you want? And I'll buy it for you. And he watches how happy Livy gets when she goes shopping with Kayla because Kayla will take her specifically to her favorite stores like Sephora or whatever. And she told my husband a couple weeks ago, I think you need to break up with mommy and you need to marry Auntie Kayla because Kayla makes Sissy really happy and I want that for her.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, okay, you're so sweet because I know you don't want me to break up with your dad because you don't want me as your mom, but you're like literally thinking about the sole happiness of like the women in your life, which is right now Livy.
That is so
and then
funny.
wanting Kayla to be like with her all the time because obviously, and then Livy was like, no, Eli, like I wouldn't want to switch moms or whatever. Yeah, it was so funny. The aunties are so
That
important.
is so funny. I feel like the only auntie who's not that whole like, let me feed them sugar and all that and then send them back, because Kelsey definitely is like that with my kids, which is so funny. But Kelsey and Kayla are like that. Hope is not like that. I feel like if I want a babysitter that's gonna like lay down the law, it's gonna be Hope. Like the other two I know like, oh, they're gonna have a ball with them and like get away with a bunch, and I'm like, no, Hope's gonna like honor my ways and they're not gonna get away with anything.
It says me and Kayla or Aaron.
So I appreciate that, Hope.
Hey, but that's perks. You have something different in each of us. That is.
Yeah, I have options.
As an auntie, being the youngest, I think there's Aaron. I think it's been fun, but at the same time, like I remember when Kelsey had Livy, like it would take years for them to like accept me driving Livy anywhere or like whatever, because I was like
Because you were young. You were still young when I had her.
Yeah, I was like 17.
Yeah, that's
so I was
true.
like 2.5.
Yeah, that's-
post, like, getting my license. So 100% I get that, but
It's very young.
It took, I think, it wasn't for like maybe the last like 5 years where I kind of felt like I stepped into like a mature auntie role in the sense of like I can take them places, I can drive them places, I can like be alone in public spaces with them, and their parents aren't gonna be like, "Is a child watching my child?"
Be alone.
So,
Yeah, no,
It's
I definitely
almost-
trust
it's
Hope.
funny.
Yeah, it's like it's an aunt versus like a second mom. Like that's like the two levels of auntie. I feel like there's like the young auntie, just fun, like But then there's the auntie who's like the second mom, where yeah, they do trust you to like watch them and take them and really step in as the mom, and that's a fun one too.
And I think both of you now I do trust, because whenever I go to have my babies, like Kelsey's busy with her kids, but Kayla and Hope, like I don't really care. Like I trust both of you guys the same.
Yeah, and to Brooke's point of like laying down the law or something like that, like I've nannied for so long, and I also want kids of my own, so sometimes I'll like watch my sister's kids and practice, like, oh, this is how I'm gonna be as a mom. Like I don't want to just like have fun and like let loose. Like I want to see how I am laying down the law and be
get in some practice.
Yeah. So.
I do lay down the law. I think I'm better at this than Kelsey. I do lay down the law when it comes to like discipline, like disrespect, doing things they're not allowed, being rude. That's true. Like I will not put up with that. And I tell them, like, I will give you anything you want and like we'll have so much fun. But the second you're disrespectful or even not grateful or throw a tantrum, like I say, KK doesn't do that stuff. I will take you straight home. Like, and hope like one time
she is.
One time I took Charlotte to Sephora and she started crying because she didn't get the mascara she wanted. Again, I was willing to get her any mascara. And so she picked one out. She realized it wasn't the one. She started having a full meltdown in Sephora. And I got so angry inside because I'm like, you don't act like this. Like, you're grateful. And I always go like, there's kids in Africa. You don't even know, you know? So
she's been there.
I took her out of that store and I like got at her level and I was like, I give a whole little speech. I was like, but you do not act like this with KK, you know, whatever, which maybe I'm too aggressive, but it's something in me. Just, I'm like, I want them to be such good humans as they grow up and like respectful and humble and all of those things. And so, yeah, I see that as my role.
I will say Kayla is the only auntie, I think. Kelsey would never and Hope would never, but Kayla will get after my kids, not in an inappropriate way at all, but like more than the other two will. And even so, if my kids ever like are rough with me, you know, they get angry and they Luke tries to throw a punch to my stomach, or you know, the 4-year-olds. Kayla does not let that slide. Like she will get more upset than I do as a mom. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, what, like whatever, like you're crazy, and she will literally say, you do not hit your. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, she's my defender.
Maybe that's why I'm the worst one when it comes to that worst good, because I am a mom. So if I can be like, I don't have to be in mom zone right now, I go full out on the other end and I have so much fun.
That's what I was about to say with Liv. So I love buying my kids stuff. Like, if we go to Target and they want a toy, I'm like, yes, let's do it. Just because making them happy makes me happy. It's like a problem. And Cody has put like a limit, like, no, they stop buying them stuff, honey. They don't need toys. So I have to like, he said no. So I can't buy you stuff. So anyway, we were at downtown. No. Yeah, we were at downtown Disney the other weekend, and Livy wanted something, and I was like, ooh, yay, my next like customer that Cody wouldn't say no to buying niece and nephew stuff. So I was like, Livy, come on. So I was like, what do you want? She's like, I want this. I'm like, you got it. What else? So I'm like fulfilling my addiction of buying for kids, because I'm like, oh, he didn't say no to them. Yeah. So my kids are all sitting outside the store like, oh, that's not fair. And my niece has like all this stuff.
And my
I'm
kids
like,
are like in heaven because we say no to everything.
Exactly. So being an auntie in that way is fun, because we can do things that like we can't do for our own kids.
I know. That makes sense though, Kelsey, how you check out like that. Because I remember one time we were at a movie theater and we were walking out of the theater and Brooke was gone. Like Brooke and Cody were gone, but we had Brooke's kids. And Luke did something like, again, like punched grandma's butt or something like that wasn't okay. And so I got after him, or no, I think I looked at Kelsey or something, and Kelsey was like, meh, whatever. And I was like, no, he needs to be told that's not okay.
Oh no.
So,
he kept punching my pregnant stomach. And you guys were like getting really mad at him, and I was like, it's fine. And I'm like,
Kelsey
no,
would literally be killed by the kids and lay there, and her last words would be like, they're fine. She's the chillest.
Yeah. So I think we do have it. That's always like a hard dynamic in families. I'm sure a lot of families struggle with that, of like parenting, discipline, when it's and how you feel about that when you're not the parent. Like if Brooke had an issue with me talking to her kids like that, like, one, I hope she would say something, but also it'd be natural. Like, a lot of people don't want that, and that's totally fine. And so I think that's like a big communication piece you have to have in families. And I know Kelsey did that. Like, when she first had kids, she like set some boundaries of like, hey, like,
if we were too rough or
yeah, only me and my husband will put our kids in timeout. Like, you're not allowed to do that. And so, like, whatever that looks like, it's gotta be open communication, and like, you can't be offended. Like, just don't be offended. What the mom and dad want is what the mom and dad want. And just,
because there's a fine line of like family members like trying to be the parent to your kids. Like, we ran into situations like that as kids, and now me and Kelsey as parents, where other people will like try to, they cross the line. And me and Kelsey aren't very outspoken at first, you know, but like it'll make us feel a certain way, and like you'll only know that if it happens, and so then we'll eventually address it. But like, so now us girls and me and Kelsey, make sure we're careful. Like, we wouldn't want someone treating our kids like that, so we make sure like I treat my niece and nephews like, you know, how I'd want my kids treated by you guys. So because
also like into that, when I was younger, I was very aware of how adults made me feel that weren't my parents when they did discipline or when they did get mad at me or whatever. And those feelings that gave me, like, is something that I still remember, which is fine. But because I remember that, and they made me, and it was an uncomfortable feeling and something that I didn't like. That's where me and Enrique came in with the whole, like, it's not that we don't want you like stepping in, helping our kids be good with their behavior. It's that we don't want them to ever feel like that with you, and let us have all the uglies with them, and just like do your best if you can to save it and tell us, and so they don't have to feel that with you. Because I remember on multiple occasions, and it did.
And you'll like see it in their faces, right, Kelsey? Like, when someone says something to our kids, I'll watch my kids and I'll see the like shame and like embarrassment that they get from being talked to from another adult that's not their parent. And I'm like secretly not okay. I'm like, stop. Like, you just made them feel really weird.
It's just really uncomfortable as the parent, and I know how it's feeling for them, and you're connected to your kids, so you actually like are feeling what they're feeling in that moment, and then you go into protective parent mode. That doesn't happen as much with close family, I would say. So I'm not worried about that happening like with aunties or my mom and dad. But that's where we originally came up with the like telling the boundaries thing, just so that no one had to have those feelings with each other within the family, because we wanted the family to be like their safest, most, you know, enjoyed space and comfortable with everybody, and we'll be the bad guys. But you can't have those conversations with everybody else in life that are going to pop in and maybe do that from time to time. And that's what's hard, because I have had already a couple encounters where that's happened, and that's been really hard to watch, really hard to feel. And honestly, I actually will just leave the space with my child and I will just start sobbing.
Yeah, no, it's so that look though that you're talking about. Like, I don't know if you've experienced Hope, but like when I do talk to the niece and nephews, there's been a couple times where I've said something and I see that look in their face, and I feel so bad, and I melt, and I never want to correct again. Specifically,
you're like, just kill me, step all over me,
kill me, I'm the worst. Recently, when I was watching Kelsey's kids, Livy, I was so stressed. It was like day 3 watching all 3 kids. I was tired, all the things, and Livy was trying to be helpful with something, but it was aggravating.
Not Livy.
I know. I could cry telling this story.
Not the girl.
It was aggravating her brother, and it was making some chaos. And so I like looked at Livy. I said, "Livy, no, please stop." Like, I just said something like that, and instantly she shut down. And because in her little heart, she was just trying to be helpful. She saw that I was stressed. She was trying to be helpful, and she shut down. And I knew she shut down, but I'm like changing the diaper and blah, blah, blah. And then she kind of disappeared for like 20 minutes, like just playing quietly in her room. Oh my God. So I went to her room.
And Libby is at such an age where she's so sweet.
So we had a whole
She'll go to her room and go to a quiet spot to like process and like get better. And when that happens, even with me, I feel so bad.
Yeah, so I went to her room and I was like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "Nothing." I said, "Okay, I'm a woman and you're a woman and we react the same ways. And so I know there's something wrong." And you want to know what maybe I shouldn't say this. Does she listen to the podcast?
No.
She goes, "Okay, fine. Yeah, there was something, but I can't say it or I'll cry." And I was like,
"Oh."
I said, "Okay, I understand. Was it when I did this?" Because I knew what it was. was it when I told you to not do that? And she's like, she won't look at me. And then I was like, babe, I am so sorry. And I know it's this, and I know you feel sad right now. And the only way you can not feel sad is if we talk through this. She was like, okay, fine. Yeah, it was that. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was stressed. You are such a big helper. Just affirming her and like all the
Kayla,
things.
that is so
Yeah.
great, though. I didn't know you would go
Yeah,
through
no,
those
it's-
links to
that
like
is,
repair.
Oh yeah.
That's
because
so good.
Because I know the feeling that you guys are talking about when when you're
Yes.
young and an adult corrects you and it's not your mom
Yeah.
or dad and you feel like shame, like you said, and like a weird feeling. I don't want her to feel that with me. But also I want her as a girl, like as women, to, because she's going to get her menstrual cycle soon. I want her to... I want her to know
She's on the edge.
how to control her emotions. And are you crying, Kelsey?
No, just laughing.
Oh, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised.
I want her to know how to interpret her emotions and like if you do feel like you're going to shut down, how do I get out of that? And how do
That's
we, you
so
know?
good.
does-
Kayla, you're
She
so
does
good.
struggle with communicating her feelings. Even to now, it's been like a problem since she was little. She's never been good at talking to anybody, even me. Not that she can't talk, she doesn't know the words to put together to express her feelings. So it's something that like I've tried to help her with or talk with her to get her to say what she's feeling, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hope, have you ever experienced a time where you've like disciplined the kids and like you felt like they were like saddened by you in any way?
Not really, because I am, or like I'll play like with them or in some way, or I'll just, you're being ridiculous, I'm gonna tell your mom. And like I just like kind of act like,
She's like a teen
Yeah,
with them.
Libby said, Hope is moody.
I'll act like too,
Because she acts like a teen.
I'll act like too chill with them, where like confused by it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and Hope's always like, go ahead.
Really funny. I was at Brooke's house and they wanted to play like, no, Charlotte and Luke wanted to play like birth. And so I was like, okay. So I was the pregnant woman, and I get on like Charlotte's bed, and they tie up all 4 limbs to the bed, and they like. There's a picture. If we want to insert it, I will give you permission to put the picture in here. But I'm like fully like screaming at the top of my lungs, like pushing this baby out, and they're just laughing hysterically. I'm like. And they're literally like, they're hurting me, trying to like put a towel under my like back. They're like making me uncomfortable, but I'm just laughing through it. Like I'm not gonna be like, stop, that's hurting. Hug me. Like I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. Like I could act like that, or I could just lean into it.
Yeah, she's down to play their games.
Hope is truly the entertainer. Like even like sometimes at parties and stuff, it's like line all the kids up, Hope, perform. And she'll just start doing something to make them laugh, whether it's like
Yeah.
dancing funny or jumping in the pool or singing. Hope is so funny with them. Okay. So this has been such a fun episode just talking about auntie life and having new niece and nephews one new nephew in the family and just everything it is to be an aunt. Kelsey, we're so proud of you. We're so glad you're alive. Cause we all did doubt that. So we're so proud. We just can't wait for more family time to come. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to DM us. We'd love to talk more about this topic and subject, but we love you guys and we will see you next episode and have a great week ahead of you.
Bye.